logged in, so I'm like, why am I logged in? We have not gone live now, right?
Hello, Maria. Can you share this image on this platform?
You said?
Can you share the background image on this platform?
All right. Could you confirm if you've gone live, Aloysius? I'm coming now. I'm going to share it. Okay, I should share it via WhatsApp, right?
No, not WhatsApp, on this platform, like
Not on this platform.
here on this
I think
platform,
we are
so I
live.
can easily use it.
Oh, we are not supposed to go live now. We're not supposed
We
to go
take
live.
it out now.
We weren't supposed to go live yet.
Aloysius.
That was why we're waiting. It's not even 3 yet. Because I noticed that we haven't even the Mrs. Tosin Shodende from the Association of Nigerian Women in Business Network. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation, Madam Tosin. So she'll be taking us through a keynote session. And the topic she'll be treating for this keynote session is from workflow to wealth, strategic process optimization for triple revenue growth. I'll repeat again. From workflow to wealth, strategic process optimization for triple revenue growth. Thank you so much, everyone that has joined in. We appreciate you. Madam Tosin, over to you now.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Pardon me. I truly appreciate your honor giving us, and me especially, for being here, members of Shopnest. On behalf of the Expo of the NWBA, that's the Coalition of All Nigerian Business Enterprise, and that's in the person of our President, National Coordinator of and of course, the other experts that join with you who unfortunately or not avoided welcome you. And this session is coming in at a very apt time. You know that we are just starting, we have just finished this first half of the year. We have started second half, and there are a lot of dynamics going on in the world today in business space, in the economic space. And so I'm sure that's why the conveners of this program have thought it very important to bring this particular topic and subject to our awareness so that we have seasoned speakers, experienced speakers who can also guide us. And especially in Nigeria now, where we have a lot of unfolding financial scenario, government financial policies, government tax environment, world economy with all the tariffs and all the fast-paced nations collaborating and changing stuff, and the impact on SMEs, MSMEs, and even the large business entrepreneurs. And that's why we have brought it together so that you can discuss and look at how well and how you can triple and the processes that you should put in place to ensure that not only increase your sales, but emphasis is on tripling the sales, which is multiplying your revenue as many times as you can. But before you can do this, something is very important as a keynote speaker, because we want to set the tone for the panel discussions and the Q&A that we know will surely come up. In case you're not hearing me too well, please pardon me, I have a cold. I'm trying to manage it so that I'll also speak out as much as I can. So what is optimizing revenue? What is workflow? I believe everybody that excuse me, please. I believe everybody that is on this call is in one form of business or the other, or you are an aspiring entrepreneur. This simply means the way you run your business, the way you organize your environment, every input into how your to the layman, every input you have in getting your business to the level where you can start to have returns. And in the layman's language, your returns is the money. Is your revenue. Your revenue is your sales. In today's fast-paced business environment, optimizing workflow is crucial for driving revenue growth. By streamlining processes, organizations can optimize productivity, reduce costs, improve customer satisfaction. We know for a fact that you do not make sales without somebody having to buy what you're selling. Either it's in services or in products or in goods, whether local consumption, local customers, or whether exported goods, in which case you're dealing with international customers where the conditions and customer satisfaction criteria are even much more stringent. This strategic approach can lead to triple revenue growth by increasing efficiency, driving innovation, and expanding market share and increasing margins. We know that as businessmen and women, anybody who's an entrepreneur, the focus is not only in sales, that is revenue. The focus is on your bottom line, the margins that you have that will help you plow back into your business and grow, that would help you expand. Now, the key strategies for process optimization. These are process mapping and analysis. And why do we say process mapping? You've got to map every stage of your process. If you are a manufacturing entity, you've got to map the entire production process from where you get your raw materials, from the production cycle. But raw material cycle procurement is even very critical. You know, for instance, let me use the example of those that might be in exports now of agricultural products. With the insecurities happening in pockets of some parts of Nigeria, this has resulted in some hitches, giving them serious headaches in terms of raw material acquisition, and planning and mapping of alternative sources is very critical. Now, identifying and documenting existing flows in the entire business process, especially revenue generation, and options and opportunities to pinpoint inefficiencies and area for improvement. That's why it's critical for you to do the mapping every year, at every season, at every point in time. And like we would always advise, I'm also a financial consultant on another cap. This is the second half of the year. For those of you that have not done your mapping before, we would advise that you do that now because dynamics are changing. Other options of business revenue is coming up. You should sit down with your team because teamwork is what will make this work. Discuss with your team to ensure compliance after you have mapped out your various business production processes. Excuse me. After you have mapped out your various revenue generating process, there are different revenue generating process depending on the kind of business you run. For those in the service industry, you know the kind of customers and clients you service. You know the things that brings in the revenue. It is not the time you put in, but the quality of work that you put in that generates and increases and brings repeat customers. The same thing happens with production life cycle. It is a quality. Sometimes eating is what you want to eat. You use your app to look at to eat it first. The packaging. Sometimes it might be your environment. Sometimes it might be your person, who you are at first glance. These are all your mapping products, mapping processes that you've got to document with your team. Create work groups that works for you. Excuse me. It might be lateral, it might be horizontal. You could have small work groups. You could have large ones, depending on the number of teams that you have. but create a work group that is tight enough, that embodies teamwork, that would help you plan properly your business process. And another one, effective and efficient use of tech, AI. In this world that we are in now, there's nobody that can say that they're immune to tech, to the AI world. Everybody is in it. Leveraging technology to automate repetitive tasks, especially in business development, invoicing, customer feedback processes. This will reduce manual errors and increase productivities at triple levels. We know, for instance, I would use my own practical example. For clients that you'd have to reach out to, some clients prefer for you to send them invoices via mail. Some have already linked their software in such a way. They are so tech-driven. You cannot even work for them if you are not computer savvy, if you are not high up in the tech field, if your business is not tech-driven, because your submission and dropping your invoices is all online. You're even quoting for the jobs that you've got to have. You've got to quote through their software system. That is whether you are supplying stuff, whether you are providing services, as long as you're going to be doing business with them. And then let's put that aside. What are the people now? Who are the people that are making money in Nigeria? The people in the fintech. What are they using? Technology. Somebody just sat down in the era of zero naira, no naira exchange in business in the economy, and came up with this fantastic business of using tech for banking. And they are cleaning out all the way to the bank now. They are making money all the way to the bank now. And everybody that's leveraging on businesses, and they're leveraging on technology, especially the entrepreneur that leveraging on the technology knows for a fact that making money comes easier for them. And it reduces a lot of stress of moving around, especially with the cost of transportation and logistics now, if you can avoid it. Then, continuous improvement and innovation. Your business you need to sit up and sit down with your team. Look for innovative ways of redefining your business cycle, redefining your business process, redefining how you will meet your customers' needs. What exactly do we provide? How do we provide it better? What are our competitors doing? What is the niche they have? How can we provide it as well, or even do better? How can we share a niche in the business market? You know, for a fact that Nigeria itself is a viable market. We have a population of over 200 million. We have a financially viable population of estimating not less than 60 million serviceable customers. That's if you do not export your services. So without even going out, you can make sure that you break through and expand in Nigeria if you plan yourself well. Encourage a culture of ongoing empowering your employees to identify and implement changes. If you run a business where your employees are not stifled, where your employees are free to discuss ideas, for you to brainstorm together on what the market is saying, what the environment is saying, what the season is saying, then taking in their input and then marrying it together with all the various dynamic government policies that are changing, then leveraging on digital marketing and social marketing trends. You know that if you are doing any business right now and you have not embraced any form of digital marketing, you are still struggling. Even for those that are just using those oldies like us that are still using, that might just be using WhatsApp. It's another form of, it's a part of digital marketing. Some of us may be using Facebook. It's not enough that you sit on it and you do not do anything that will make you earn more money from it. Work very well around the Gen Z mentality. We know for some of us, some of the entrepreneurs and business owners, we find them challenging. But I tell you, they are the brain of the future. We are gradually realizing that, and it pays every one of us to work with them and pick their brains on what the businesses want and what will be the future of business in increasing sales and multiplying revenue. I know I said triple revenue, but the fact is multiplying revenue. I remember a couple of years back, that was way before COVID, at a board meeting, and I'm a member of the board of the bank. And one young boy, a university undergraduate in a private university, somebody discovered him and brought him to us. He was studying, I think, history, but he had a knack for tech, for writing programs. And he came and said to us then that by the time, if we are not careful, it was a young boy, it was a 200 level. He said to us that if you are not careful, sir, ma, you will not be, people will not, you will be out of business in a couple of years because nobody will come into the physical world of the bank. He laughed at it, he laughed back at us. By the time he sat us down and told us all, that was when blockchain technology hadn't really, was just starting a bit. But he was even telling us not, it wasn't blockchain technology. But go back how many years now to the future? We're already there. I don't remember the last time I had to enter a bank to do any financial thing. So if people in the financial services industry are not dynamic, they are going to be run out of business. So each one of them is now embracing fintech. Every one of them is now embracing fintech banking system portfolio that some people have been smart enough to quickly position themselves. And so that's what we are now saying, quickly, fast, quick. What are the benefits of process optimization? Increased efficiency. Streamline processes, reduce waste, and minimize downtime, leading to increased productivity. If you streamlined your process in such a way and documented it, because a process that is streamlined but not documented leads to waste and loss of processes. Because one thing that is for sure, and I'm speaking from the aspect of a business owner and a business advisor to business owners, the businesses that thrive are the businesses that have their processes really documented, properly documented, so that if you have your team here today and they leave tomorrow, the processes that you have documented get taken on. It's a business culture, it's a business environment. Your production cycle has been documented. Your business processes have been documented. You have worked through all the processes. And anybody, as much as you can do it, within the limits of the funding that your business has, is a plug and play. Improved customer satisfaction. We cannot overemphasize this. Because without your customer, there's no business. Without any customer, there's no repeat money. Without any customer, without a satisfied customer, certainly will not have a revenue to make, talk less of increasing or multiplying it. So you've got to have faster response times and higher quality product or services customer satisfaction. Ensuring consistent customer retention, even with high competition. I know Maria is looking at me. I hope I've not run out of time. I'm trying to. All right. But even in high competition, I just mentioned the fintech world now as an example. There are quite a lot of them coming up now, but as much as they're coming up, every part of them, everyone in that space is still having a niche of the market to take advantage of. Like I just said, Nigeria, if you look at the picture, it's in your mind. Basically, we have a rough estimate of about 200 million. If you want to talk about people that have disposable income, that's people that can spend money. They are not less than, let's look at the worst case scenario, 60 million. Imagine making 1 naira from 10 million of those 60 million people. That's the plan, that's the dynamism of the Dangotes of this world. So when we are talking about what you can do, now, cost savings, reduce waste and improve productivity results with significant cost savings, leading to higher margins. Clean process reviews, very clear cut close process reviews. And what do we mean by this? Now, business owners understand it's not enough for you to understand your system, lay out your processes, map it. You must also have proper profit monitoring, sales trend analysis, and competition analysis. This is the bane of most business owners. And I'm sure that these topics will be highly treated during the panel session. I will not bore you. I'm just providing the teaser for what will later be discussed. There's periodic sales trend review as well. This can be quarterly, can be biannually, can be annual or critical financial analysis review and anticipation. Like I had earlier said in my opening statement, we are the second half of the year. I believe that any serious-minded business entrepreneur be thinking of the new stages they are planning in the second half of the year. Planning based on all the dynamisms going up the economy, all the economy as it impacts Nigeria, and even in Nigeria, the various political shifts as it impacts their finances, as it impacts their business cycle. Take note of that. Now, achieving your triple revenue growth is easy. As long as you followed all these steps, what will it do for you? Revenue expansion. Optimise process enables organizations to deliver high quality products. You have probably broken down your process. You have understood your customer needs. You have understood your business environment. You have understood the various policies. For instance, what is reigning now that's the rage in Nigeria? Nigeria's built tax laws that they have been using every form of government agency and groups, NGOs, to get everybody to understand. Please, business owners, no matter who you are, so go and understand it through your subgroups. Get somebody to explain it to you and the impact on your business. The market, when you achieve or put all this all together, you'll have market share and growth. It will improve your efficiency and customer satisfaction, which will drive your market share. Because by the time your businesses are streamlined, just like I had pinpointed, the opportunity that Nigeria sits on, which is what makes us beautiful, bright to every part of the world. New business opportunities. Process optimization can lead to new business opportunities, such as innovation, innovative products or services leveraging on technology, that's AI. And explain that in full details. Then, best practices. Employee engagement. Engaging employees in optimizing process to ensure that they are buying will encourage continuous improvement. This is very critical. Your team put together. As a business owner, you cannot work on your own. You may have the ideas, but you need foot soldiers to execute for you. Then you also have your brand ambassadors who happen to be your employees. So that's why there's a particular project that we in the AMWBN just did in the first quarter of this year, which was called it for BWs, Women Economic Empowerment for Women, Widows, and Women with Disability. Where, first of all, was teaching them about the vision, understanding vision and mission of your business. Getting your team as the owner of the business to understand and get their buy-in into your vision and to understand the mission, the reason why you're doing business. Because why is this critical? They are your ambassadors. They are your first customer. If they are ready to die and sink with you, then they'll also be ready to fly and earn with you. And it also supposes that when you are making money, you would also have a process of compensating them well. Data-driven decision-making. Use data analysis to inform process optimization decisions and measure. This is very critical. This is another angle that as an entrepreneur, you've got to leverage on. If you want your business to multiply, multiply in the next half of this year. Use data. As a matter of fact, if you are an existing entrepreneur, you must leverage on something that you've done before. Data does not have to be complicated. Gather information from customer feedback, members of your community's feedback, members of your team feedback. Those are your sources of data. Then your product quality, satisfaction, those are data. That is what will also optimize your business, your revenue growth and success. Then flexibility and adaptability. Ensure optimized processes are flexible and adaptable to changing business needs. So finally, what am I saying? By implementing strategic process optimization, organizations can unlock their full potential and achieve revenue growth. By focusing on workflow efficiency, businesses can drive sustainable growth and improve customer satisfaction and increase profitability. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Madam Tosin, for those. Those were very powerful way to start the webinar today. I'm sure that our listeners and even every other person on this call has been able to pick one or two things from what Madam Tosin has mentioned. These are critical time. This is any serious business. One of the things that she said, any serious business that is really interested in growing will take it serious to, be able to adapt, use technology, pick the brain of those young minds within the organization so that they contribute. You are not, just because you are the CEO or you are the owner of a business online, does not make it like, oh, you are the only one that makes decision for that business. You can ask questions from your colleague or your subordinate. You should also ask your customers how you can serve them better, so that way you can grow as much as possible, not from your own site, but from the site of your customer. Because when your customers are satisfied, they're able to use their word of mouth to tell every other person that, oh, this business is doing something fantastic and you should come share in their product or come learn about their product. Thank you very much, Madam Tosin. For everyone who does not know, Madam Tosin is the National Treasurer of the Association of Nigeria Business Women Network. She, in fact, the reason why she's here today, ma'am, we really appreciate you, because I didn't even know you were coughing and all of that. You were under the weather, and you still showed up for us powerfully as you did today. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we are moving right about now to just another icing on the cake. So right now, our panelists are geared up. They're ready for us, from Mr. Emmanuel Akbar to Mr. Lekon, our country manager, to Adetola Adebakin, who is also here to shed more light on our topic for today, optimizing business processes for 3 times more sales. If you're just joining us, I want to quickly appreciate every other person, attendees that have joined us. Zaliha to Mohammed Bello, thank you so much for joining us. Alex Tinkol, thank you so much for joining us. Toba, thank you. Oluwatosin Ogunfowokon, thank you. Blessing Benito, thank you for joining in. Aruno Abubakar, thank you for joining in. Monyoluwa Falomo, thank you so much for joining in. If you're here, please, it's not too late for you to share this link with other online business owners who can join, so that they can pick up very cogent pointers that are key to their business growth. As I've mentioned earlier, this is not just any other webinar that you'd come to. The Shopnest Africa webinar is an extension of our brand's commitment to improving the life cycle of businesses across Africa through a business management solution that helps accelerate sales, drive social commerce efficiency. And for our panelists, we're moving in. Now I'll be asking questions. So before I ask the question, just some housekeeping quickly. Each of the panelists gets 5 minutes to introduce themselves before they answer the question. So this is what we'll do. Each of the panelists, I'll bring them on board. They will introduce themselves. Then we can move into the question and answer session, where I'd ask the question, and the the panelists will throw in their answer, and every other panelist as well will weigh in on the question. So over to you, Mr. Emmanuel Akpa. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our distinguished audience that is here today. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Emmanuel. First of all, I would like to thank Maria and the Shopnest Africa for the kind invitation, as well as to speak with you all today. I'm truly honored to be part of a platform that is dedicated to empowering small and growing businesses across Africa. My name is Emmanuel Akpa, and I bring over 15 years of commercial leadership experience across fintech, FMCG, and digital B2B platforms in Nigeria and West Africa. I have had privilege of leading growth and transformation at corporate companies like Money, Omnibees, Coca-Cola, Nigerian breweries, Sab Millers. And I have extensive experience with small business owners, distributors, as well as retail entrepreneurs to help scale their operations sustainably. So currently, I lead SM strategy and development of a digital financial services platform where we support businesses with financing, supply chain optimization. So today, my passion to helping businesses build systems that work even when the owners are not present is why I'm here today. So I bring us today to topic optimizing business processes for 3 times more sales. So this is Emmanuel, and to be all honest, many SMEs today in our regions are not just struggling due to lack of effort, but or poor product, but basically issues that often based on poor structures. You have to drive the customers, but when there are no defined system in place. So how do you sell? How do you deliver? How do you follow up? Then the growth becomes random and unscalable. So that is why we are here today, and I look forward to an engaging time with you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that powerful introduction. Now we move on to our next speaker on the panelist, Adetola Adebakin. You introduce yourself and speak briefly on the topic. Please go ahead, Adetola.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you,
Adetola.
Maria, for having me. Thank you, Shopnest, for having me here. Okay, my name is Adetola Maria Adebakin. I am a sales manager with Street Spice. I manage the Siemens Oncology and ultrasound business for Street Spice. I have over 13 years experience in sales and marketing in the healthcare industry. I have worked with the government before I moved into the private sector. I've worked in multiple pharmaceutical companies before going into the biomedical company. So it is an interesting topic we're talking about here because sales is the backbone of every business. Without sales, we cannot generate revenue. And that is what every business, every SME needs to sustain themselves. So I'll be glad to talk more on this topic, and we all can learn and unlearn and relearn. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Adetola, for that. That's a good starter for us. I'm excited for what is to come ahead. Now we move on to our final panelist, our country manager, Mr. Olalekan. Mr. Olalekan, over to you. Please introduce yourself quickly.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. And thanks for adding me as one of the panelists and also a co-host. Anyway, so I have extensive experience from pharmaceutical sales. That's over 30 years now. I have experience in pharmaceutical sales, in financial sales, marketing, e-commerce. I like 4 years with Conga, one of the pioneer VP. before I moved to Jumia as one of the VPs too. So I was in Jumia too for another 5 years before I started my own business, and also work as a country manager for Shopnest Africa. So currently, I think Shopnest Africa have been on for over 2 years, and we've been trying to push these SM meetings with some of our vendors. We noticed that there are a lot of vendors and small scale business managers that are trying to manage their business and
Mr. Leko, I
don't
can
have
no
these
longer hear
tools
you.
to
Okay.
yeah. Okay, no, I think I'm currently using my hotspot. A call was trying to come in.
Yes,
So I had
please.
to.
Go ahead.
Okay, so currently we at Shopnest are trying to see how we can optimize this process for a lot of our vendors and also for other SMEs that are ready to join us. So I'll welcome everybody. I'll welcome all the attendees. We are expecting more people to join, and hopefully we all get one or two things at the end of this webinar. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. That's a powerful way to start. If anyone is not here and if you know anyone that is not here, they're online vendors, please share this link with them. There's still an opportunity for them to gain a lot from this session. We're about to move in powerfully now. So get ready, sit back, relax, ensure that you have all your writing materials with you. So the first question that we have here is directed at Mr. Emmanuel Akpa. In your experience, what are the most common process bottlenecks that prevent SMEs from scaling sales? In your experience, what are the most common process bottlenecks that prevent SMEs from scaling sales? Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you very much. There are there are practical. There are the bottleneck in sales. First of all, you look at what are the things that are not attracting sales, and then they are not converting and not closing deals. So it means that there are processes that need to be standardized for sales processes to avoid mixed opportunities. And basically, those delays are coming from as a result of you have repeated tasks that should be done, checklists that need to be in place, which are not in place. So it is important that there are practical steps in automating flow. So the use of for a small scale business, the use of, say, a WhatsApp, DM, follow-up call, invoice payment, these are processes that once they are automated, the lack of automation of some of these repetitive tasks, that through the use of automated platform, you'll be able to have them, come up, in a quicker and non-repetitive ways. Again, the use of some tools, tools like CRM tools that will help in tracking leads and also simplifying operations that are also not there, are some of the things that are creating bottleneck in this. So the urgency for it to have a valid, multiple payment options that could also help in people being able to pay and access this thing. Again, these are some of the things that the automation processes that are bottleneck to, having optimizing sales as well.
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes.
Yes. Please confirm that you could hear me, or because I lost you there for a bit. I don't know if the network issues from our end or from something else.
Okay, you lost me.
Yes. So I was trying to confirm from every other person on the call if they could still hear you or they could still hear me as well. Please confirm that you heard everything that Mr. Emmanuel mentioned. Mr. Leko, I need your help here. Please confirm that you could hear him. Adetola, were you able to hear him clearly? Oh, absolutely. Oh, fantastic. Then it's my own network that went off. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. So we move on to Adetola Adebakin. Adetola Adebakin, please, over to you. Chime in on the conversation.
Okay, yes. You asked the question about the bottlenecks that can prevent SMEs from scaling up. Okay, after going through all your sales process from looking for your clients down to closing the deals, it does not just stop there. You also need some other things to fast track the sales and upscale yourself. So these other things you need apart from the pitching, the scouting, the closing of deals, for you to, you need some other things for you to increase your lead to sales conversion rate. And these other things that you need, these other things rather that can slow up, that can slow down rather you from scaling up if you do things manually. Let me assume you have manual processes, you would reduce yourself from scaling up. You have poor customer follow-up and you have unclear workflow. So you can have there can be manual processes if you're writing your orders on notebooks, if you are using papers, you can log orders like that. If you're using WhatsApp, you can also log orders like that. So there can also be poor customer follow-up when you have many vendors and you don't have a tool you use to follow up on these your vendors. You can also lose sales from that. Then unclear workflow, like your day-to-day, your step-by-step plan for you to move up. So if it is so unclear, you can also lose sales from that. And those are like the three major bottlenecks that can prevent SMEs from scaling up. I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, very clear. Maria, are you still audible or you're having issues with your network?
Hello?
Okay.
Yes. So thank you so much, Aditola, for that. And that is why we are here at Shopnest Africa, to ensure that you don't just have processes that are manual. And I like that point that you gave, Aditola, about ensuring that you move away from manual processes, even as an online business, as a vendor online, and you know that orders you. I think at some point in time for most businesses, you sort of like can determine when your peak periods are, and there are actually indicators for peak periods. So understanding that you have peak periods, you're able to like put in place, tools that will ensure that when those orders come in from your customers, they are tended to fast. Because I can tell you, sometimes you reach out to a vendor online, someone is not picking up your call, or there's a delay in their response. The customers these days are not very nice. They're not looking for someone that will waste their time. Once they don't see, they move on to another person. So with automated processes, you are able to scale, sell faster, and document for consistent communication with the customers that you have. So I'll move this quickly to hear what our country manager, Mr. Lekon, has to say on this. Mr. Lekon, over to you, please.
Thank you once again, Maria. So I think okay, the panelists have mentioned almost all this. I think some of our vendors we probably have to do, but I would like to add that so apart from the ones mentioned, they can also use data to take decision. This will sort of leverage their analytic gain into customers' behavior and preferences. And at this point, you will not be stocking what the customers are not ready to buy. You make sure what you have in your shop or in your whatever you sell through is what the customers want. It's not necessarily it's not as if you say, okay, you have a large range of items that customers are not ready to buy. But if you have this data to confirm, to have insight into customers' behavior and preferences, then you will know exactly what they want, and that will automatically increase your sales. And also, if you have a good sales team, you need to train them more regularly on what you have, and try and create maybe some certain tools for them to be more effective when they engage with customers and close these faster. Because you will notice that a lot of these sales personnel don't even have an idea of what they are selling. Most of them are maybe fresh from school, and if they are not well trained, you will be losing sales, because they will not easily close these deals and also move on to as new customers. I also want to mention that if possible, there's some tasks that are that you do regularly that you can automate. So once you automate this, it will free up the time for your sales team to have access to more vendors and sell more. And this way, they'll be able to engage with a lot of customers, because if these mundane tasks are being taken care of, because you can't have someone that be okay, you are there today 24 hours and you're just there to receive phone calls. No, this can be handled by maybe chatbot or whatever tools that you want to implement, and this will simplify the process for you. There's still more, but maybe as we move uh, ahead with this with our webinar, you get more insight from other panelists also, or maybe even from participants if they have more ideas on some of the things that they feel they are doing in their business, and others need to imbibe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lekon, for that. That's a good starter for us. We started strongly. And now I think there's something I need to speak to based on where we're coming from. That is from the keynote speaker, where she mentioned AI and the use of technology in ensuring that processes are more seamless, which will bring me to my next question. And my next question is, because we have different type of people that runs businesses online. Some of them may not even have all of the right education. However, they are still business owners. They are online. They also want to make sales. Now, the next question is, what's one major mindset shift SMEs must adopt before they can successfully optimize any process? So I'll repeat this question. What's the one major mindset shift SMEs must adopt before they can successfully optimize any process? I mean, it won't just happen in a day. There has to be a mindset to grow, a mindset to know. But I'd like to hear from our panelists. I'd like to start off with Adetola. What kind of mindset do you think any online business owners need to adopt for them to be able to set processes that are seamless and that are easy? Over to you, Adetola.
Okay, thank you, Maria. I think business owners should stop trying to do everything alone. Many business owners wear the hat alone. They do the marketing, the sales, the delivery, finance, all alone, and that could be exhausting. So the mindset shift should be to work smarter and not harder. So they are to delegate, to automate in order to structure the work. So instead of a business owner doing the sales only, like the marketing, is to employ somebody that takes care of the marketing activity. Probably that goes out, do the marketing, the sales, he or she is also to delegate the logistics.
I can no longer hear you. Yeah, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay. So I'm buttressing the fact that the business owner is to delegate so there can be an easy workflow, so there can be structure. So let me say in businesses, you have the marketing aspects, you have the sales, you have the delivery, you have the You have the finance aspect. The business owner cannot wear the whole hat, do everything because it could be exhausting. So the person needs to find somebody to do the sales and marketing part. There should be somebody to do the delivery part. And probably the person can take up two or more other processes in order for the business to be sustainable.
Thank you very much, Adetola. I think one thing I'm holding on to right now is delegate, delegate and automate. So as business owners, sometimes we take pride in saying, "Oh, I do everything." So we need to be able to know when to say, "Oh, it is time for me to start to hire more hands. It is time for me to get more hands on board. It is time for me to get support system that are able to take off some parts of this business away from me so that I can then focus on some other things that are equally important to the business." Thank you so much, Adetola, for that. I'd like to hear what Mr. Emmanuel has to say regarding that. Mr. Emmanuel, over to you, please.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. First of all, I would like to state there are the business owner should be able to optimize an online business. The business owner must develop a mindset that combine three key traits. One, he must have a growth mindset. Always be learning. See every challenge as a lesson, not a failure. Again, stay curious. What is not working for me? What is working for me? And be willing to try new tools or strategies or approaches that could optimize sales for the person. The moment you think you can figure it all out is the moment that growth stops. So it is important that he's also having a system thinking. Do not just work. Don't just work in business. Work on it. Ask, well, how can I make this a repeat? How can I make this repeatable in terms of cost, in terms of customers coming to ask for these services or whatever you are buying. Then again, like we have said earlier, you also need to build systems that allow your business to run smoothly. Even where you are not in present, then have to think in terms of processes. The automation that we have mentioned before, and then how to be able to see how these plans we have, these strategies we have, and this mindset of building a team that could achieve optimized revenue for you are also present. And then you should be able to delegate as much as you can to see that you see resources come when your systems work harder than you do. So again, you have to have this customer obsession, built with your buyers in mind, be obsessed with delivering value and also great services as well as convenience of whatever you're dealing on. And then again, you should be able to have a feedback platform where you ask for feedbacks, you learn about your customers' pain points, and then try to solve them and then make you better than your competitors, those online competitors that you have. And then you also need to be connected, stay connected, and then responsive as much as possible. Again, the more you listen to your customer, the less you will be able to, need to guess what works for you. That's and then on the final note on that, you fall in love with the problem, not your current method. Then again, you want to optimize. Then you need also to be ready to change what's familiar to reach what's possible.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that. Be obsessed with excellence. Be obsessed with delivering excellence service to your customers. I hope the online vendors that are on this call are picking up the point because I'm learning a lot on this call. Be obsessed with delivering excellent service. Once you start having this mindset that I can do it on my own, you have started failing. Make use of tools that are available to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Over to you now, Mr. Leko. I'd like to hear what you have to say regarding the mindset that online vendors need to have.
Thank you, Maria. I think also you should also take cognizance of your competitors. because so your competitors will probably be selling more than you. So you need to check what these guys are selling and what they are doing that is and you are not doing. Some may probably be selling maybe a particular type of maybe a MacBook laptop which you currently don't have, and you notice that okay, this person is selling like 10, 20 units of this laptop. Meanwhile, you are just there trying to sell your HP. So you need to observe what competitors are doing. It's not that you just focus on what you are doing. You can expand your services if you notice, okay, this is not doing well, but this is doing well with this other person. So you can try it out and see what you can pick up from there. And you can also maybe put some of these things online to maybe test the market and just see what the response will be. So it's not that you will invest in buying this product, but you can list them online and see what the demand will look like. Because I won't advise you to invest immediately in the new product without testing the market. So that should help in a bit. I think especially for online vendors, because you don't necessarily have to invest in stock before you can list. You just try and grab and paste on the website, put the description and your price, and make sure your pricing is also very good, so that when vendors and when customers check your product, they will believe, oh, this is still competitive enough, and will probably buy from you. So with that, maybe after one or two sales, okay, this particular product will also sell from my store offline and online. Sorry, not offline. I won't advise you invest in offline when the online is not stable yet. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Lekon, for that. So the key word for that is that test, 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 test. Whatever product, if you have a new product that is going into the market that you want to see if your customers like the product from your own end, test it. Do not just jump into it and say, well, let me acquire it and start selling it. Then also monitor your competitors in the market. If your competitor is doing something different, they're selling better than you are, what are they doing differently? What are they? You need to learn to know. Be curious, as Mr. Emmanuel have mentioned. Find out what else they are doing different that could help your own business as well. And as you mentioned, that for online business, sometimes it's not like you have all the stock that you need to actually make those sales. As long as you have an online shop like that of Shopnest Africa, which you can have on Shopnest Africa, and even schedule your products on social media as well, you could start somewhere from there. And once people start making orders, you know that, oh, this is something that I need to actually now put in stock and start pushing out as soon as possible. Thank you so much to all our panelists for that. So we are moving forward. Before we move into the next question, I want to quickly appreciate Olufisayo Oshinawa. Thank you so much for joining us. Olufemi Ogun. Thank you, Julie Siri Egbo. Thank you so much for joining us. Rukayat Bola Umar. Thank you so much for joining us. Oluwatosin Ogun for work on table. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate you. Now I'm moving into, okay, I saw Mr. Emmanuel raising his hand. Mr. Emmanuel, do you have something to say before we move quickly?
Yes,
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say again is most of the SME business owner should not just go into product, just like the country manager has said. Just to add on to it is to first of all, analyze in the competitors what they are doing, and then there are gaps in terms of their offering. You need to look at that very well, and then set clear objective. To some of them, they don't have clear objective that are set. The objective in terms of revenue target, measurable targets, profitability target, ensuring pricing strategies also, and product mix and cost management align with your profitability goals. To some of them, they may not know how to establish the target for going into new product line, new markets, and all of that. So first, they should also know how to develop the sales strategy for their business. How do you do that? Define their selling approach. What am I going to use? Am I going to use the mix of direct sales? Am I going to do what we call channel partners, or entirely e-commerce platform? So you need to decide on your key account management, versus whatever you think you want to use into trying to optimize your product offering. So they have to focus which one is selling more for me, which product am I going to, focus all my energy, which product am I going to introduce so much of new innovations into it, and then customize offerings to, preference on the trends. So they need to, fix all of these systems to ensure that they can remain optimized and they can grow their sales 3 times, more than what they are currently doing. Just an add to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Those are words of marble. We appreciate you deeply. So now we're moving on to the next round of question from this end. So I'd like each of the speakers to share a real life case study. It could be a business or a client where process optimization directly led to a measurable increase in sales. I need you to share a real life case study where process optimization directly led to a measurable increase in sales. On this question, I'd like to start with our country manager, Mr. Olalekon, to speak on this. A situation where optimization directly led to a measurable increase in sales. Over to you, Mr. Lekon.
Yeah, thank you, my Mariam. Okay, so I will, because I also run a business that is tied to Jumia, and so I see a lot of vendors. They use okay, so most of them have stores in Lagos and environ, but I discovered that a lot of them sell more online than their physical stores. So last time I called one of them, I said, "Come, okay, so I see you here every day and you drop like 15, 20 laptops. Then how many of these laptops do you get returned?" He said, "Most times maybe one or two." Okay, in your physical shop, how many do you sell? Okay, the thing is, we just have this shop and use them as to store products. Most of our sales come through online customers that we don't even know. So because online, you're accessible to Nigeria. This our shop at Ikeja, we are just maybe one or two customers that know us, maybe referrals from some of our friends too. We will sell through them, but online we sell more, and we discover that okay, because we sell, and it's not only on Jumia, they sell. Hello, yeah. Hello.
No, Mr. Lekon, please go ahead. That's LOI. Maybe it's from your background, but please go ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay, so apart from because with online sales, I've been doing online sales for over 13 years, because I joined Conga 2012 when we launched Conga. And so I was with Conga, and I noticed that even a lot of these manufacturers want to come online. Some like Fuane and these other electronic distributors also want to come online. In fact, some of them are online, but they sell more through the e-commerce companies created. Emmanuel can attest to this. I think you said you worked with Omnibiz before. Now, I don't know if you currently still work with Omnibiz, and you notice that a lot of the manufacturers are selling through Omnibiz. Omnibiz has this channel that okay, you can distribute to different franchise location, and you sell from there. So last mile delivery is also very close to, is also part of the online biz, because you stay in your home, the delivery guy will come and deliver to you in the comfort of your room. A lot of us don't want to even go out now to to the regular market to buy. So if I will advise a lot of these vendors and new vendors coming up to, so apart from having your physical store, try and also be online. Online will simplify a lot of this, a lot of the sales for you, and you probably even get more sales than your physical store, and you spend less because online will only just take commission. Unlike the brick and mortar store that you have to pay for rent, you need to get more staff, you have to pay for, in fact, the overhead is always very high. But online you can actually stay in your room if you don't want to open a store and be making your sales, and invest less in stock, because you only uh, supply what the customers are ordered for, not just having the product in your shop and nobody's active. It might probably be there for 6 or 7 months and no sales. But this time around, you have what you don't, you put what you don't have online. When the order comes in, you go to Balogun Market or you go to Jankara or whichever and pick it up and deliver to your vendors, to your customer. So this way you can easily optimize profit without necessarily spending much on sales. So, and at the end of the day, you make more money essentially as a vendor and as a store owner. Thank you, Mariam.
Thank you very much, sir, for those very powerful pointers. I can see questions are rolling in from the online vendors that are on this call. Please keep your question coming. Once you have a question, it's already in your mind for you to just ask this question so that your business can grow. Please drop it in the Q&A session, in the Q&A section dedicated on Zoom. And once we get to the Q&A session, we would our speakers will answer it. So I'm very happy now because I can see Madam Tosin's hand up. She wants to quickly add a pointer there. So I'm going to give her the room to speak. Over to you, Madam Tosin.
All right, thank you very much, Maria, once again. When you were asking about a practical example of how the business process optimization has worked, as a consultant, a finance consultant and a tax expert, let me give you, I have more than enough examples. I'll just give you, when you have a process that is well set, a client of mine who happens to be in the oil and gas sector, an indigenous company, what they do, they service companies that are on the rigs. But during the process and period where businesses were realigning and collaborating, they had a challenge because they were working more with multinationals. Because they had already had a process where they had equipment, they had teams that had been trained. That's why when I was doing my presentation, I talked about workflow mapping and team management. It was one of the team that came up and said, look, we have a product that is supposed to manage and take care of cleaning vessels. We have high-rise buildings in Lagos, much more than in Port Harcourt and in those riverine areas. Why don't we bring it down? Because we noticed that high-rise buildings have challenges of being cleaned in Nigeria. And so that was how another line of business started. So that's why when we document our process, we have the buy-in of our team. We ensure that they buy into our vision, because it's not enough that you have trained them. You must get their buy-in and, of course, take care of them. And then they will be your brand ambassador. And then your business begins to boom, even in period of slack. That's how the experience I wanted to quickly share, which is very critical for business owners.
Thank you so much, Madam Tosin. Thank you so much. So it's not just about optimizing. You need to have a process flow. And you need to get the buy-in of your workers, of everyone that work with you. So it's not just about you, the business owner, just creating a mapping to say, oh, this is how I want things to be done. Everybody is a contributor. You need to get the buy-in of those people that are going to champion it, because it is one thing for management or the business owner to sit down and map out a plan. Now, for those people who are going to now execute it, who are going to implement it, you need to ensure that you also have their buy-in in it. Thank you so much, Madam Tosin. So I'd like to hear what Adetola has to say to this before we move down to Mr. Emmanuel. Over to you, Adetola.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria. I have a younger sister that is into clothing. She's a clothing vendor, and she sells on WhatsApp and on Instagram. So there was a time she had issues with our clients. There were several times rather. She had issues with our clients in because of late deliveries and because of mixed up orders. Yes. So people started backlashing her online like she was fake and they wanted the money back. So what I did for her then was to um automate our processes. So I helped her to to work with Excel and WhatsApp together. So there was something online we got that is like an Excel sheet that will help with all of our orders and with deliveries. So that also helped her to track the deliveries too. So there is no mixed up of products of the clothes that was ordered for. So she was able to track the delivery. So we worked with the logistic company too. So whenever she sends anything, it goes directly to the logistic company, and she's able to track where that order gets to. So with that, she was able to achieve about 75 view and fewer mistakes. Yeah, so our mistakes became reduced, and our sales also increased because customers started believing in her that she's genuine, and also she worked on the platform by showing her activities, her personal activities from her family to how she runs the business. So with automation, combining the Excel sheets, online, something we got online with WhatsApp and also a logistic company, she was able to manage the delivery processes very well and also the payments. So she wasn't mixing up orders and payments again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Aditola, for that. That was quite an experience to share. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I'm sure that all of the vendors that are present here in this webinar are actually picking up points from what all of the speakers have been saying. So one thing I got from there is processes are very, very important. And it still reiterates what Mr. Emmanuel have also said, which is you cannot do it all alone. As you've heard what Adetola said, they had to bring in the logistics company. They had to make use of a tool like Excel, mix it up with WhatsApp, and push that. And it's very important that in this age and time, as online business owners, technology is your friend, not your enemy. I mean, this is an era where you collaborate, not try to fight all of the innovations that are coming out. You need to be part of this innovation so that they can help you scale your business. And Shopnest also is one of such tool that you can use to scale your business. So over to you now, Mr. Emmanuel. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, sharing an experience from something that is very close to heart. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. Yeah, just to speak to what Mr. Olaleke said and confirmation of it. Yeah, Omnibiz, sort of empowering retailers, getting them to to imbibe technology-driven business-wise, because that's what is done in Omnibiz. And the practical scenario that I'll bring is relatively about a mid-sized FMC, our distributor, because Omnibiz is building bigger wholesalers to become distributors, where companies or manufacturers that are not present with their plant in this country can have their product come in, and then we have ready-made distributors that could ensure distribution. So I have a distributor in Ogun State that was struggling with slow sales, poor order tracking, as well as constant stockouts, These retailers, the distributors, they served over 60 retailers, but most others came in through scattered WhatsApp chat that he has or phone calls. Some of these calls are not even recorded. The business owner was overwhelmed with a lot of opportunities that were lost. So then we look at it and said, okay, constant complaint was not also meeting up the target that was given to her via our joint business owners planning. So we discovered that others were recorded on going into it to have a in-depth on why this was happening. We find that others were just recorded in notebook or by memory. They'll just keep that. There's no real-time stock visibility. In terms of late deliveries, also we have late deliveries to those customers or retailers or those that have ordered via their online platforms. There were complaints, customer complaints, because a lot of things were not in place. There was no structured followed up systems that could see, this. Again, the owner had to personally approve every little thing. There's no delegation. So it becomes a bit difficult to see what the expectations that we all have agreed have been issued. So what did we do? What we did was to see how I came in to say, okay, let us map out the full sales and delivery processes, from order request to stock check to delivery to payment confirmation. We introduced a simple digital order systems, where I think we use Google Forms to collect daily orders, then link them to a Google Sheet, So again, we look after having done that, we again came with what we call a Zell tracker to digitalize the inventory with a Zell tracker. So, and then staff, constantly update stock levels in real time after each of the deliveries. So automated flow up via WhatsApp broadcast that the customers also do. And then again, they send in their daily, what is in stock, what do we have now, messages to their existing customers. So these delegated routine tasks, we again get their teams to train one of the admin staff to handle order intake, and then also, send out reminders. And then within 4 months, we saw sales grew from 3.5 million to over 10 million naira a month. And then other errors dropped over 80%. Delivery turnaround begin to, from 2 days to 12 hours, we see orders being delivered quite on time. And then again, our customer base got expanded because of referrals for better services that came as a result of the automation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that. Please confirm you're done speaking, so I'm not interjecting.
Yes, I am done. I'm done. Yes. I'm done.
All right. Thank you so much. So I think one thing I'm holding on to on this call right now is that once your processes are good, your customers are happy. But when the processes are bad, the customers are unhappy, and that could lead to loss, and profits won't even match up to the target that has been set. But from what Mr. Emmanuel said, he mentioned something that once they were able to fix all of the process, the profits moved from 3.5, what was coming in moved from 3.5 to about 10 million, which is what will make any business owner, any online business vendor happy. And it still boils down to something. Make use of the digital platform. They are there for you to help you as an online business owner. They are there to assist you. They are not a weapon fashioned against you. They are there to support your growth. And an online vendor that is able to tap into the use of technology would grow faster than an online vendor that is not open to adapting technology as a partner. Thank you very much. So I'd like to move on to the next question right about now. Please, if you have questions, keep dropping them. To our panelists, some persons are dropping their question. If you can answer them before we come into that, so that when I read them out, I'm reading them out, the answers out to everyone on the this
I think I
webinar.
have a question that is directed to me.
Yes. So
I
once
have
we
a
get
question
there,
that is directed to me.
Yes,
Okay,
no.
all
So,
right.
Mr. Emmanuel, I'm saying that you can answer it live. You can answer it there if you are able to. Okay, not to worry. You can answer it live from there. Then, when it's time for the Q&A, I'll just read it out. Your answer out to everyone, so that everyone can learn from it. Or better still, once we get to that Q&A session, I'll just throw the question to you so that you attempt it and everyone can learn as well. I think we are good. Thank you. So my next question that I have here is pretty very direct. So the next question says, if you had to optimize one process in a struggling business, so it's more like a scenario being painted here. If you had to optimize one process in a struggling business today and had just 7 days to see results, what would it be and why? To all our panelists. So if you had to optimize one process in a struggling business, this business is not physical, it's online business, and add just 7 days to see results, what would it be and why? I'll repeat this question again. If you had to optimize one process in a struggling online business today and add just 7 days to see results, what would it be and why? I would like to go with Mr. Emmanuel first on this question. If you have to optimize one process in a struggling business today and add just 7 days to see results, what would it be and why? Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your question. And then if I can get the question, he said if you are to optimize one process in a struggling business, in just 7 days, what would it be? And then why?
Yes,
First of all,
absolutely.
yes, I'll look at why. Because in most struggling businesses, leads are coming in, but they are not being followed up consistently. I'm giving you the why. And again, sales are also leaking. They are, sales are leaking. It's not as if they are lacking, but they are not being coordinated the way it should be coordinated. And then again, you have customers dropping off after showing interest, and then you don't always need more customers. You just need to have a better, do it better with the ones that are already interested. So what will I do in 7 days? I will do this in, let's say, let me just put it in different days now, and then the number of days that it will likely take for us to have this addressed. Day one, to day two, I'll look at how to map how inquiries coming, where are they coming from? Are they coming through Instagram? Are they coming through, say, WhatsApp? Are they coming via phone calls? And then the three, I also look at, okay, after establishing that, I also see how I can say, okay, create a simple lead tracker. It can be an Excel lead tracker. It can be a Google Sheet lead tracker. It can also be a WhatsApp lead labels, sort of that we have them on. Some of them are channels that we have there. Then I'll look at from day 4 to probably day 5. I'll have to set up auto replies. There are various ways to set your auto replies, to messages templates, which could be your business WhatsApp. They have WhatsApp business, so you can set up. I'll set up an auto replies that immediately once something comes, faster response will also be there. Some likely questions that you have, having studied those customers, having understood how they work, you should be able to, answer questions that are likely to come, and then automated responses to them. Then again, on maybe day 26, I'll see how I'll train the team, or one staff to use the follow-ups checklist daily. Maybe probably the admin, train him up or her up so that they will be able to use the follow-up checklist daily. Then on the 7th, send broadcast messages to all previous lead with a clear offer. Now this time around, you said some offer. There are offer that are like an invitations. There are offer that also recognition of being part of the business over time. So, and once that is done, expected outcome that I will look at in the couple of maybe 1 to 2 to 3 weeks is that there will be a better lead conversion, and then I will look at, so okay, my expected lead conversion can be from 10 to 25 or 30%. Set that expectations on lead conversion because of what I've put in place. And then I'll look at how to also increase in daily or weekly sales, by this lead conversion, see that sales in daily or weekly sales are also increased. Then again, develop a structured customer engagement that I'll be able to engage them, get their feedbacks, and also improve on my service offering as well. Have a clearer visibility of who to follow up, and with who. Who are we going to follow up, and who is going to follow up, and when is that going to take place? So you set timeline for all of these things, and you see that sales scale. So sales don't fall. Sales ordinarily, that I understand over my experience, over my the number of years of experience that I have, are that sales don't fail because of lack of effort. They fail because of lack of follow-up. So fix one thing and everything starts changing. Thank you.
Wow, that's a very powerful closeout on that pointer. You said that sales does not fail because of lack of process or lack of clients, but it fails because of lack of follow-up. Fix one thing and every other thing aligns. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. We're so grateful to have you on this panel. And now I'd move on to the next person, Mr. Lekon. Over to you. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this question. If you need me to repeat the question, please let me know. I'll gladly repeat the question now. If you had to optimize one process in a struggling business today and add just 7 days to see results, what would it be and why? Over to you, Mr. Olaleko.
Thank you, Maria. I think for me, one may not be enough. I would say two. That's I would say the Genesis and the Revelation, which is more like, okay, because sales start from customer service, then to last mile delivery. So if I'm able to optimize both, then I will see an immediate increase in my sales, because this sales team will convert um the order to, okay, maybe invoice and all that. Then you also need a good delivery system to deliver to these customers. So if the orders are coming in and you are not delivering, then you're just working in silos. So you should be able to deliver this product as I warned you. And the faster you are able to do this, the better. You don't necessarily need to have a delivery company. You can outsource this to already established delivery company that will help you with your last mile. And uh, before you know it, you will see that repeated orders and sales will be coming in, and you, as long as you are able to fulfill them within record time, they will continue to come back to you, and you get more sales. Thank you. You are muted, Maria.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I think one point that I took from there is that Mr. Leko mentioned that there is a genesis and there is a revelation. So the genesis is the customer service, while the delivery is the revelation, meaning that from your customers down to your delivery service, it has to be smooth as ice, so that you are not working in silos. You are receiving order, but you're not delivering on time as at when due, or mixing up orders that could create a problem. So understand what your revelation is and what your genesis is, and understand what your revelation is, and treat them in good faith. Thank you so much, Mr. Leko. And now over to you, Adetola. Let's get your point on this. Hello, Adetola. Are you there? If you're speaking, you're muted. Hello, Adetola. Are you there? So, hello. Oh, I think Adetola is having some network issue. All right, no worries. So we move. So I'd like to move on to the next question because we've really spent a lot of our time here, and we want a special appreciation to everyone who have stayed on from the very beginning to now. So moving on to the next question, which is in your opinion, what role does technology play in scaling sales through process improvement? And how can SMEs without big budgets take advantage? You know, sometimes most SMEs, when considering a tool to use, one of their deal breaker is the budget. So now the question is, in your opinion, what role does technology play in scaling skills through process improvement? And how can SMEs without big budgets take advantage of some technologies that are available to them? To start off on this question is Mr. Leko. Mr. Leko, please, over to you. Aditla is not here, so when she comes in, she'll just start off on us.
Sorry, I just got back in. Can you hear me? My
Yes,
network went south.
Yes. I didn't know you were back in. Yes. So I'd asked a question earlier on. Can you share if you have to optimize one process in a struggling business today, and add just add just 7 days? You have just 7 days to see results. What would it be and why? So if you have to optimize one process in a struggling online business today, and you have just 7 days to see results, what are you going to do and why? What would it be? What's that thing that you do and why? Over to you, Aditola.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I can't. My network is unstable. I can't switch to video. I hope I'm
All right.
audible enough.
No worries. Please go ahead.
Okay. So if I have 7 days to optimize a process in a struggling business, what I would do would be I would automate the order to payment process, because income generation from sales is the lifeblood of a business. That is what keeps the business going. So I would need to automate the order to payment process in order to remove error, save time, and also give a better experience. So in order to do this, I would make use of tools like I would have a tool to collect order. I would make use of WhatsApp for auto response to confirm order. Then I will work on mobile payment links to collect money. So if you can start it in a day, in a day, you can see results within a week, because sales, closing up deals to payment level is what we need to run a business. That is where we generate the revenue to run a business. So it is very, very important to work on the order to payment process. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Adetola, for that. Order to payment, automation, use the right tools at every stage of the business of your processes, so that at the end of the day, you get more profits. And if you get more profits, your business keeps running. The cash flow, once the cash flow keeps coming in, you are saved. And so the next question that I asked before you joined, Naditola, is, in your opinion, what role does technology play in scaling sales through process improvement? And how can SMEs without big budgets take advantage, quote and unquote, big budgets? In your opinion, what role does technology play in scaling sales through process improvement? And how can SMEs without big budgets take advantage? Starting up on this question is Mr. Lekon. Once Mr. Lekon is done, we move on to Adetola, then Mr. Emmanuel, and then we'll take the final takeaway for today. Then we'll move quickly to the Q&A session to answer all of those interesting questions that we have from our online vendors on this webinar. Over to you, Mr. Lekon.
Thank you, Maria. I think for to be able to do that, you need tools. And some of these tools are already available. They are cheap, and you don't need to break the bank to use them. Okay, for example, on if you're a vendor on Shopnest Africa, you can easily link your store to your to your Instagram and also to your TikTok account. So that way you'll be selling through the three channel and you'll be making your sales. You can move product from Instagram to Shopnest, move from TikTok to Shopnest, and vice versa. So you are selling on all the three platforms. So this way you'll be able to reach more clients and also direct more customers to your store. And this is very cheap. And also you'll be able to get some certain analytics that will give you an idea of what is selling. You don't also need to invest in this. This is also readily available online that you can use and to optimize sales. So I would suggest maybe for some of our vendors and maybe some other entrepreneurs that are into sales, this will actually be for maybe for sales item, but other are for maybe like some services that you also have on maybe Instagram. You can move them to Shopnest. The tools are there, and this will be visible to um, customers on all our customers on Shopnest. And this is maybe at a token compared to if you have to do your online adverts yourself, pay Google, pay maybe Facebook, Twitter. This you don't need to. Shopnest will do this on your behalf, and you can easily scale your company through that way. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lekon, for that. Thank you. Those are powerful pointers from you. We appreciate all of those. For those online vendors that do not know, Shopnest Africa has a very key feature for your brand. So just as Mr. Lekon have said, key into all of the features are available to you. Use them so that your business can grow. They are there for to be used for your business to grow. Take advantage of technology. Technology is not your enemy. In fact, it is an enabler of your business growth and success. So thank you so much, Mr. Lekon. Now we move on to Adetola to attempt this question. Over to you, Adetola. If you need me to read this question to you, I'll gladly do that now. I ask, in your opinion, what role does technology play in scaling sales through process improvements, and how can SMEs without big budgets take advantage? Over to you, Adetola, then we'll move on to Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you.
Okay. Technology has made a lot of things, has brought about innovation and is bringing about business evolving. So it is very important. Technology is your unpaid staff. You are not paying technology. So technology is not something that will be on your running costs for your business when planning your business. So you don't need to be a tech expert. As an SME owner, you just need to start small and learn as you go. So technology works for you for 24 hours every day. It is available to help you 247. So you can use technology if you don't have a budget as an SME. You can use technology to track your sales, to reply your customers, for follow-up, for your deliveries. And these are the things I said my younger sister used when she had issues in her business, when we shared our experience, our lifetime experience. So, and with technology, you need low budget as an SME, because what are the technologies that are available for you to use? You have WhatsApp businesses that can be used for your catalog. for your auto replies. You have Shopnest for all your business management, and you also have some multiple applications that can be used for follow-up and to for your deliveries. So you don't need to be a tech expert. You don't need to even employ somebody for orders. You can just subscribe and it helps you with your deliverables. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adetola. Thank you so much. So Adetola went back to the pointers that she gave with her sister about using technology to just optimize your process. Those things are there for you to, they are there, they are available to be used. Some free, some paid, regardless of whatever they are or the status that they hold, whether paid or free. They are there to be used. So tap into them, look at the features that best solve your problem at this time, because various online business have various problems or process that they need to optimize. It might not be across all of their delivery chain, just maybe one process, but there is a tool. I can tell you that there is a tool to solve any problem that you have out there. Over to you now, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you so much, Adetola, for that pointer.
You're welcome.
Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
You are muted, Maria.
Oh, hello, Mr. Emmanuel. Can you hear me?
Yes,
thank you so
I
much,
can hear
Adetola,
you.
for that.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
so yes,
Okay.
please, you can call me now. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Your question again, is just the tools that they used for, I want to first of all say that technology is not just about fancy apps or big software. But, for SMEs, it is the most affordable a thing that they can also get the most affordable employee that they can hire, and it works 24/7. When you get those technology, they are the most affordable employee that one can have, and then you can, they don't sleep. It works 24/7. So, and doesn't ask for salary increase and also, so on a lighter this thing. So what I'm saying, there are two key roles technology play in scale of in sales optimization. One, technology helps in increasing speed as well as efficiency. What do I mean? What I mean that, with technology, you can automate repetitive tasks like follow-ups, invoicing, and order taking. With technology, you can as well reduce manual errors and delays that occasionally comes up, and then it can help you to respond more to your customers and even respond faster as well. For instance, WhatsApp business can send automated replies. I've said that before. It can showcase product catalogs and as well as offer broadcasts as well, and all for free. These are all for free, so you don't need to, break the bank for you to be able to use technology to, optimize your sales. Then again, you can also as well create visibility and control with technology. So tools like the Google Sheet, Excel, or simple POS system, show what you are selling and then who is buying it and where are you losing money. It shows just a simple sheet will also show you all of that. So you don't need to guess. You don't need to, you can track performance in real time as well. So example, you have an inventory tracker, Excel that I earlier mentioned, that can help one business avoid stockouts. It can also help you to improve your delivery speed and as well as boost customers' confidence and trust as well as their loyalty. So, and again, with technology, it helps you to scale without hiring more people. So as a SME business, you don't need to, have plenty of staff, many staffs and all that. One person can do a task of 100 tasks for 100 customers with smart tools, the CRM, broadcast tools and templates can do a whole lot. So you don't need to grow your team to grow your business. For instance, you have a solo entrepreneur use Zoho CRM, it's free version, and then WhatsApp templates, which is also free version to manage over 200 leads, and then can close 3 times more sales and don't need to hire an assistant. So that's to tell you quickly that this technology, so some of them you don't need to go break the bank. Some of them you don't need to, to hire more people. They can perform, tasks that a number of persons can. They can even perform it faster as well. So for SMA, without a big budget, you can, start with free or low cost tools. Where you need, so for example, you need a follow up tools. You can get a WhatsApp business. You can get a Bitrate 24. These are free, technology. For customer record, you can get Google Sheet. For invoicing, you can get a simple, QuickBooks. You can get Wave. A lot of them are there, free, that you can take advantage of them. Then you have email marketing. I don't think you need so much of a high budget for you to get all this working. You can have Excel, just simple Excel inventory template. That way you can track your stock. So these are things that you don't need to break the bank. So my final note on this is technology does not replace people. It empowers small businesses to do big things with small resources. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Technology does not replace people. It empowers small businesses to improve their processes for them to scale. Thank you so much. So I'd like us to go quickly over the, what's that thing called again? The questions that have come in before I take the final word, the final statement from each of our panelists, then we can call it a day, because this has been a very insightful and power-packed session for me, and I'm sure every other online method I say can say the same thing. So I will start from Faith. Faith is throwing a question at Mr. Emmanuel that how do you ensure your process scale effectively as your customer base and team grow? How do you ensure your process scale effectively as your customer base and team grows? Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
All right. I say thank you very much for your great questions, Faith. As your customer base and team grow, the risk is that things become more chaotic, especially if you are still running your business based on memory, based on your head and what you think you can keep up with. When you're also doing your business, manual follow-ups or personal supervision. What I've learned over the years, whether leading teams or at scale in FMCG, fintech, or working directly with SMEs, is that scaling starts with standardizing and simplifying your processes. I'll tell you how, this can be done. Processes can scale effectively. Faith, yeah. One, you have to document and standardize early before growth comes. One of the core things or process you must have to is to make sure the core processes that such as sales, onboarding, delivery, and then customer follow-ups are clearly, documented. Whether through the SOPs, that is your standard operating procedures, through your checklist, or a simple process maps. Okay, this way, anyone that is, hello, hello,
Yeah,
Mr. Emmanuel.
can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Absolutely.
Okay.
Please fire on.
Okay. Yeah, so through maybe simple process maps, then again, this way, anyone that is joining the team know exactly how things are done without depending on, say, guesswork or me being available. You don't need all of those things. once all these things are started. The second thing that I think you can also do is use of simple and scalable tools. Like I rightly said, I rely on digital tools that grow with the business. For instance, the CRM tool that can track leads and as well as sales activity. There are businesses that we started with just Google Sheets. Then we scale up to, have a CRM tools. So you can also do that WhatsApp business, like I've said earlier, for your automated replies and then as well as catalogs. When you go to that WhatsApp business, you see where you have opportunity to put up your catalogs. You can share dashboard, you can monitor your key sales and as well as customers' performance metrics. So like I said, these tools reduce the pressure that you have. It also make you any single team member that ensure no customer fail through the cracks, whether you are serving 50 or you are serving 5,000 customers. And again, like owners of SME, you have to build for delegation. You cannot do it all. It means that if you are not in a store, it means nothing works again. You have to make sure that tasks are not just tied to you, and tasks are not also neither tied to individual, but to roles and systems. This means anyone in the role, whether it's a salesperson or is a customer support, knows their responsibilities and they have the right tools and they can pick up where the last person stopped. So it means it is not centered around one person. Then you can as well track and review all these activities on a weekly basis. Run through the weekly review, redeem, looking at what is working, where are we lagging, and what needs to improve. This will allow you to make quick adjustments and then also keep your team aligned, even as the team grow. I think that answers your questions, Faith.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure that, thank you so much, Mr. And I'm sure that every other vendor on this call as well has picked up some pointers from that. Although we may not take every question, but I'm going to try to cover this because we need to be out of here as soon as possible so everybody can go hit the road, especially for those that are still in their workplace or people that needs to move from their place of business out to the Lagos road. And you know how it can be. So we'll take the next question that says, I think this, I would like to direct this to Mr. Lekon from Alex Tinkle. Alex is asking, how does Shopnest have opportunity? Does Shopnest have opportunity for creating a customized landing page where one can explain more about the product or services its business offer? Does Shopnest have opportunity for creating a customized landing page where one can explain more about the product or services? Over to you, Mr. Lekon. Then I will take other question from the anonymous and from another person is Oluwatosin Ogunfowokon. Yes, please. Over to you, Mr. Lekon.
Yeah. Hello, Alex. I think this is where Shopnest is different from the other e-commerce company. We are more like a marketplace and also try to enable businesses to optimize exactly what their business, I think, and optimize their process. So Shopnest, actually, you can actually have your own landing page on Shopnest. You can have your URL that you can share with your customers on your WhatsApp, on Instagram, and other social media that you have. So this way, the customers actually think they are shopping from your own personal website instead of Shopnest. And so when they come to that your store, they will see your banner, they will see your product under it, and also you have good prices. Yes, they will buy from you, and so you can easily close your sales that way. So you can share your URL that we created for you, your storefront with your vendors, with your customers, and it's more like you owning your own personal website, but it's just that your website is on Shopnest. I think that answers your question. But if you are already a vendor on Shopnest, you will notice that you can actually benefit from this. You can talk to one of our customer service person, or you talk to me immediately after this meeting, and we see how we can put this through. I thank you again for the question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lekon, for answering that as accurately as possible. So I'll take one more question from Oluwatosin Ogunfowokon. And the question I'll take from Tosin is, how can you optimize your pricing to increase sales? How can you optimize your pricing? So I want the panelists, any one of you that want to go at this question, how can you optimize your prices to increase sales? I'll give this to Mr. Emmanuel. How can you optimize your pricing to increase sales? And then other question is, how can you encourage customer referral? I would throw that to Adetola. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. How can you optimize your pricing to increase sales? Then the other question, how can you encourage customer referral? That's to Adetola. Please, over to you. And if our keynote speaker would like to make some additional points on the question, I would be open to receiving that before we close out. Thank you.
Okay.
Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
All right. Thank you very much for the important questions. Optimizing pricing is not just about being cheaper. It is not about. It's about offering the right value at the right price to the right customer. And here how I approach it. In a practical term. First of all, you need to understand your customer segment. One, not every customer value price the same way. Some care about convenience, others about quality, while a lot others about affordability. So first, you have to group your customers. Example, you have the high value, high volume buyers. They also want that walk into your page. There are also those that constantly, they are just, constant online buyers. So, and then understand what matter most to each of these segments that I have highlighted. So once you have done that, you have to also tiered or bundle pricing. And I'll tell you what that means. Instead of one flat price, create tiers or bundles. You can say buy more of these and then save more bundles. You can also do what we call bulk pricing. Bulk pricing for loyal customers. You have also to do a premium sort of version for high value clients. This just to encourage high spending per transaction, and then it serves the different customer needs. Thirdly, you have to also look at your competitors. Don't copy blindly what competitors are doing. I keep an eyes on the market, but I don't race to the bottom. Instead of just lowering prices, you need to see how values are added. The value that I add, is to see, am I having a faster delivery? Am I having bonus items? Am I having loyalty credit sort of? This keep magic healthy, while you're still attracting buyers, So again, you have to test and track, regularly. You have to test different price points, on selected products or services that you're offering. A small increase or a bonus offer can drive more profit, without scaring customers away. Then you can then track the impact. Are more people buying? Are average order value increasing? These are things that you just have to put in mind. Then again, you have to see how you can highlight value, not just price. Value is important. Like I said, I train my team to see how they put all those things. And then when you have what I earlier mentioned, WhatsApp auto messages, focusing on benefit and not just cost. For instance, 10,000 for 5 days of peace of mind sounds better than just saying 10,000. For me to sum it up, smart pricing isn't about going low. It is about being strategic, adding value, using bundles or tiers like I mentioned before, and knowing exactly your customer well enough to price confidently. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's a powerful pointer there. One thing I'm holding on to is that smart pricing is not just about the cheapest. You need to understand the kind of customers that you have. Some customers care about convenience, while some they want quality. So you must be able to decipher what each customers want and present to them an offer based on your knowledge of their preference. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Over to you now, Aditola, on the next question. I would like to read that question out to you again, which is, how can you encourage customer referral? This question is from Oluwatosin Ogunfowokon. Over to you, Aditola.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Please,
All
go
right.
on.
Okay. Yes, how can you increase customer referrals? You can do this by doing three things. One, word of mouth marketing. And this could be through reviews on social media handles. This could be through posts on social media handles, reviews on your app and on social media handles. So you could tell the clients you have access to or you have relationship with to comment on your products, on your portfolio, on whatever handle you are, to comment and give reviews, feedbacks about your operations, about the satisfaction with your deliverables. You can also tell them to post you on WhatsApp. They can post you on Instagram. They can post you on Facebook, on whatsoever handle you are selling on. Another thing you can do is to incentivize your customers. You can say, okay, refer two more people and you get a discount. With that, people will rush because of the discount to bring on board some other new clients. You can also do promotions. When you do promotions, like let me say you say you are celebrating Valentine's Day. So because of that, you are bringing down your price by 50%. That will rush people to your page. And that would also increase referrals because people will tell one another about what you are doing. So with that, you can increase referrals, which will automatically increase your leads in your funnel and also increase your conversion rate to sales.
Thank you so much, Aditola, for that. And yes, so this is the final question, which is the word from each of the speaker, and even our keynote speaker is going to chime in on this quickly before we wrap up. I would special appreciation to Moyoluwa Falomo, Oluwatosin Ogunfowokon, Taivo, Julie Siri, Blessing Binitu, and Olufisayo Oshinowo, Olufemi Ogun, Aruna Abubakar, Aloysius, and Alex for staying through to the very end. So this is the final question to our panelists and of course to the keynote speaker as well. What is that one thing you want all the online vendors that are here today to do immediately after this webinar to begin optimizing their processes? What is that one thing that you want online vendors to do immediately after the webinar to begin optimizing their processes? I'll start off with Mr. Lekon. What's that one thing you want all the online webinar, all the online vendors are here today, right now, to start doing immediately after this call? They should just start doing immediately. What is that one thing? Over to you, Mr. Lekon.
Yeah, I think for me, I will try to optimize my processes by probably just probably start with customer service if I don't have that, and see how I can also multi-sell through the various channel, so that at the end of the day, instead of selling through one channel, you'll be selling through like maybe 4 or 5 different channels, and it's more like okay, multiple streams, just that you are selling the same product across 4 or 5 different channels. And with the right tools, you will not need to employ more staff. You just optimize the process and you spend less. In fact, probably even set else they maintain the same number of staff, and you get more
Hello, Mr. Leko, are you still there?
output from them. You
Yeah.
can assign this particular. No, someone is trying to call me. So it's breaking my line.
All right.
So you
All
can
right. No
assign.
worries.
You can actually assign them to different online challenge. Okay, you manage this particular one, you manage this one. That's apart from their regular job. And because online is 24 hours, so others can come in even while you are sleeping, and you can easily just process them in the morning.
True. Thank you so much. So the online vendors are here. You got that. Please go and do that. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. Then Adetola. Then we'll move on to Madam Tosin, who is going to wrap this up, and we can call it a day. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Sorry, what is that? Is there a
So
particular
I'm
question? I
asking,
was off.
yeah. So I'm asking, like, what is that one thing you want every online vendor that is here today to go and do immediately after this webinar?
Okay. One, every online vendor should, from after this webinar, they should be able to look at how to review, to have their business review, understand the processes, which will begin with what is the business processes, processes in anything that is repeatable set of steps that will take your value, that will not make you do that. So one, they should see how they attract and convert their customers. What are the processes, what we have highlighted, automating them to ensure that they attract and convert customers. How do they take their orders, and delivery, looking at operations through logistics. So the takeaway today should be, how do I look at my operations and logistics? How do I take my orders? How do I deliver them? And again, on finance, how do I track my money? What do I do to be able to keep up? So all the tools that have been highlighted today, how effectively am I going to fine-tune them and align them to all of these set of questions that cover practically every aspect of their business? And again, how do they the customer support in terms of how do you handle customer complaints? How do you address them? So, what this matter is that because the processes are unclear for some of these customers, it makes their business to be very slow, and then it also makes your business to be, manually inclined. Thereby, you're wasting time and losing money. We don't want you to lose money. We want a business, that with any business without a defined processes runs purely on effort. But today, you should be able to see that that is not scalable. It leads to burnout and then limit growth opportunities. So I think the key tips here is to ensure that to map out where you're losing your customers, and then follow this process or tools that we have talked about. You can install your follow-up systems via these automated SMS or WhatsApp businesses. You can as well train your team, or say an admin person that can handle objections and then support your customer so that they can close faster. So, your payments platform convenience, POS, transfers, and all of that. And then you see that your number of leads increase and the conversion rate will also increase. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. I'm rushing out because, oh my God, we've spent a lot of time. Adetola, please, over to you.
Thank you very much, Maria. Okay, my final takeaway is my final takeaway for what we need to do, you need to do to triple your sales. to optimize your sales. One thing we should note is that sales growth is tied to process clarity, and technology is a multiplier, not a luxury. So with technology, you can start small by picking a process, you automate, you measure that process, and you improve. So you can make use of something they call smart analysis. Yes. And by the time you're consistent with this, by picking up just one process first and making use of that process, it will automatically increase your sales. And consistency is actually better than the intensity in execution. So you have to be consistent by starting small, picking up a process, automate it, and improve on it. With that, you'll be able to multiply your sales, triple your sales, and there will be optimization in your activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aditola. I like the use of words there, that consistency is better than intensity. Thank you so much. Now we move on to Madam Tosin. Madam Tosin, do you have a final word for us on what you think business owners should start doing immediately after this webinar to increase their sales, to double up? You're muted, Ma. You are muted, Ma. Can you?
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Thank you very much. And it's been a very incisive program. My final words would be, again, consistency, like the former speaker spoke, and team. Build your team. Be known by your brand. Let your business not revolve around you alone. Let your business be spoken of because of the quality that you have. Then you would be able to sustain your level and even excel in it. That will be all for now. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Today has been an insightful session, even for me, myself as the moderator. I've learned a lot. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you. To our keynote speaker, Madam Tosi, FCA, thank you so much. Mr. Olaleko, our country manager, thank you so much. Adetola, your pointers were amazing. I truly enjoyed it. And I believe that all of the online vendors that have stayed all through from the beginning to the very end, from the genesis to revelation of our webinar. Will I've had a big load down on the next steps to take and what to do to ensure that their business scale. We are Shopnest Africa, Africa leading brand, helping businesses to grow through business solution tool. So please, if you're yet to start using our tool as an online vendor, please start using it. Who says you can be on more than one channel? You can be on Gigi, you can be on Shopnest, you can be on Facebook, you can be on Instagram, you can be on those communities that help you to sell. Thank you all so much. And yes, see you on the next one. Have a very wonderful day. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.